Sri Aurobindo Mira, open my mind, my heart, my life to your light, your love, your power. In all things may I see the divine. Om Sri Aurobindo Mira is my refuge. Vande Mataram. We are going to have a brief discussion on a great topic this morning. It is on psychic aspiration. So, very interesting topic. Things to be known, aspiration, and that too psychic aspiration. Many things we have seen on psychic. Already the term psychic is very much familiar to us who are in this line, of course, in Sri Aurobindo's integral path followers. For them, psychic being, it is not an unknown word because everything is centering around it. It has got a very big role to play. Soul becomes psychic in the process of development. So it actually it has the tendency, it has come, the mission is there to progress, to take experiences, progress and develop. That is the criteria it is coming. So we will see that the psychic, many terms we find in this description from Mother and Sri Aurobindo, many words we find like psychic transformation, psychic fire, psychic aspiration, that is also one word will come. So many ways we are familiar with this term psychic. So today we are going to discuss on this psychic aspiration. That is the topic of discussion for this morning. Very interesting. We'll see it as explained by Sri Aurobindo in his glorious writings from the uncomparable Sri Aurobindo's philosophy. And the things are associated with the higher consciousness, and we'll see it and we'll find it to read. It will be our opportunity. It will be our very much we will be blessed one to have his blessings, have their blessings to discuss a little bit on this great topic, that is psychic aspiration. Still in the course, very fast sentence. That is the psychic aspiration, the psychic fire, comma, that is the psychic aspiration, the psychic fire. When the vital comes in is in and is in the impatience of her result and dissatisfaction if the result is not immediate, that must cease. So vitality is the thing between vital and the psychic fire and the psychic aspiration. Things there, vital is very much restless, very much impatient. It does not really wants to change. So that it needs the immediate result. Impatience for the result. That is the and dissatisfaction, of course. If the result is not immediate, it gets impatience. So that must cease. So it is the in the nature of the regenerated vital parts of the surface to do like that. It is the surface phenomenon. So these things happen regularly upon most of the time. The true vital is different, calm and strong, and a powerful instrument submitted to the divine. Already from the mother's quotings we have seen vital is a great instrument but a bad teacher. It can be engaged as a working as a instrument or tool or a servant, but when it is a master, it is a bad master. Vital is a good instrument but a bad master. So during the course, if the true vital, the case of the true vital is completely different, calm and strong and a powerful instrument submitted to the divine, that is the true vital characteristic. But for that to come forward, it is necessary first to get the fixed poise above the in the mind. That poise above the mind, that is the condition, that is the criteria. When the consciousness is there and the mind is calm, free, aware, when the mind is three conditions, calm, free and wide, then the true vital can come out. It depends upon the going beyond the mental level, and when this condition is for the mind, what is actually applicable, that is the mind must be calm, free and wide, so that the true vital may come forward. That is the criteria. It has to be must be achieved. It must be taken care of. The again here in the course, it is the psychic that gives the true aspiration. Aspiration already know. We are confused. Most of the time we are in a confused state to differentiate between the aspiration and the desire. because already Sri Aurobindo has already explained only four things. For four things, if there is an earning, so that is aspiration, that is freedom, immortality, God, and right. So, excluding this, whatever we are yearning for, that is coming under the banner of desire, unknowingly or unconsciously, we are not in a position to differentiate out. It is the psychic that gives the true aspiration. If the vital is purified condition, if the vital is purified and subjected to the psychic, then the vital gives intensity. If it is purified and subjected to the psychic, then it gives the vital gives intensity. But if it is not, it is unpurified, it brings a rajasic intensity, rajasic intensity with impatience and reactions from the dispersion and disappointment already see, because it needs the immediate result. So it is not, if it is not, the intensity is not purified, then this is rajasic intensity with impatience. Number one, impatience. Number two is reaction to the depression and the disappointment. It is there, you can feel as a sadhaka. Most of the time, that experience would be there with you. As for the calm and the equality needed, as for the calm and the equality needed, one must come down from above through the mind. That must be taken care of. So, here in the course, I would recommend a constant openness. I would recommend a constant openness, a quiet, steady aspiration, no over eagerness, a cheerful trust and patience. That is the requirement for this restlessness to be vanished and wiped off. Again, we'll go here in the course here. Prayers should be full of confidence without sorrow or lamenting. Most of the time, we don't know how to pray. So, Mother has come down here. That prayers and meditations, we have seen that books often we read. And when we are continuing that study circle for 1 hour, that for the fixed moment of time, the fixed day, for the fixed hour, most of the times we do here and there. The things is there. Mother has prayed in many times of the divine. So many times, many questions arise before us. Then, if the Mother is divine, that to whom he is, whom she is really praying. The here is that divine is trying to teach us the divine prayer and the method to pray the divine. Divine is trying to teach us how to pray the divine and become the divine, and the methods how the prayers can be offered to the divine. So this is the divine attitude entirely. Everything is centering around the divine, actually divine mother. So prayers should be full of confidence without sorrow or lamenting. That must not be there. There must be confidence. Again, Sri Aurobindo, when that confidence is there, some dryness is also coming to the picture, impatience, dryness, it is also coming to us. Naturally, Sri Aurobindo has quoted, the more one pointed the aspiration, the swifter the progress. One pointed the aspiration, swifter the progress. The difficulty, what is the difficulty? Comes when either the vital or with its desires, or physical with its the past habitual movements. Vital, it has got desires. Physical with its past habitual movements comes in front to the front, as they do with almost everyone. It is a common phenomenon most of the time coming when, unless otherwise you have not crossed the border, the line. So it is then the dryness and difficulty of spontaneous aspiration come. That the dryness comes and the spontaneity of the difficulties. It is difficulty of the spontaneity, spontaneous aspiration come. This dryness is a well-known obstacle in all the sadhakas. Most of the things, most of the time, in most of the sadhakas, it is found it is a common obstacle. But one has to persist and not be discouraged. That is the condition. Persist, carry on, but need not be get discouraged. If one keeps his will fixed, even in these barren periods, during the, it is considered the can quotes after the dryness here the uses the term barren periods. They pass, and after their passage, a greater force of aspiration and experience becomes possible. When the cloud is actually vanished, then the sunshine is very clear. When the strangling darkness is actually vanishes away, then we will see the clear sunlight. That is the, after the end of the night, there comes the great sunlight. So it is a suggestion of the tamasic forces that insist on this difficulty and create the physical consecration consciousness accepted. So here in the quotes it, aspiration is never really difficult, very difficult. Sri Aurobindo assures us. It is Sri Aurobindo's exclusive advice. Aspiration is not never really difficult. Rejection may not be immediately effective, but to maintain the will of rejection and refusal is always possible. So aspiration must be there with the strength of this aspiration, with the power of this aspiration, so that this rejection will be possible. In a process of time, it may take some time, of course. But the true thing was here in the course. But the true thing was seated in the psychic and in the heart. Whatever these were active in the meditation, it is showed itself that is coming in meditation. It is coming. So what we have to do, as we are in the course sheet, but for the sake of the completeness of working, had to come down into the physical consciousness and establish a quietude and openness there. That is the condition, quietude and openness. It should be there. The physical consciousness is always in everybody in its own nature, a little inert. It is a very big word, big sentence from Sri Aurobindo. The physical consciousness is always in everybody. Physical consciousness is always in everybody in its own nature, a little inert. And in its constant strong aspiration, it is not natural, it has to be created. So the constant aspiration, strong aspiration is not natural, it has to be created, it has to be developed. The aspiration, not only aspiration, that constant of the aspiration. But first, there must be the opening, the condition. This is the path, this is the method. But first, there must be an opening, a purification, a fixed quietude. Otherwise, the physical vital will never turn to the strong aspiration into over eagerness and impatience. So three things must be there. One is opening, second is purification, third is fixed attitude. If these are the things that is not there, then physical vital will turn the strong aspiration into this. Again, this strong aspiration will be strong aspiration will be changed to over eagerness and impatience. That is the vital properties, or rather it will try to give that turn. So aspiration that will be converted into this of course vital faculties, vital properties. Don't therefore be troubled if the state of nature seems to you too natural and quiet. No overconfidence must be there, not any of aspiration or movement in it. Even if you feel, don't get disturbed. This is the passage necessary for the progress, and the rest will come. This is the passage we have to go forward, and then simultaneously it will come. Again, here in the quotes here, very beautiful. The main thing is to meet them with the quietude and not become restless, depressed, or despondent. Things will come. There will be somehow up and down, unfitness. You can feel that unfitness. That ardent aspiration must be there, and no such periods when this uninterrupted strain of experiences are not getting disturbed. For that, actually, someone has to do. A constant fire can be there only when a certain stage has been reached. Again, here in the course, a constant fire can be there only when a certain stage has been reached. That is one when one is always inside, consciously lying in the psychic being. That is the condition. That is that contact with the psychic being. But for that, this preparation in the mind, vital and the physical, are necessary. For this, first belongs to the psychic, and one can command it always. That is required for the mind's effort. The psychic has fully liberated, and it has to come bring work with the force.